Alrighty, good morning, everybody. It's 7 a.m. time for yoga. Let's go. Welcome to the 30-day yoga challenge. Today is day 15. Wow, we are about halfway through our challenge. We're halfway through our challenge. Awesome. Hopefully this is becoming a habit for you and something that you are incorporating daily. Let's get started. Today, grab a strap and a block. We'll need those later on. Let's start in a standing position, hands overhead, reaching tall. Oh, nice big stretch. Ooh. Oh, that feels so good. Okay, and over to the left. Kick the hips to the left and the right. Let's get some tick-tock motion going this morning. Back and forth. Stretching a little bit farther each time. Wee. One more time each side. And release the hands. Grasp in the back and open the chest. And let's begin to work on those feet. Up on the balls of the feet here. Keep those knees out a little bit. Start working the hip, release the hands. Whew. Do some crisscross action here. And release, shoulder roll, up and back, forward and down, forward and down, and forward. The other direction, reverse your direction. Really dig in, get those shoulders. And head rolls. And other direction. Reverse, that's it. Reverse. Woo. Hands overhead, reaching tall. Woo. Tiny little back bend. And forward fold, halfway down. Opening up that back. Feel it in the lower back there. Stretch through that. You can have your knees bent, that's fine. And we're going to take it from side to side. Working on those that hip area. Back and forth. And release all the way up. Tiny little back bend. And swan dive all the way down. Reaching the floor if you can. Just let your head hang here for a second. Woo. Side to side. And hands down, feet back, down dog. Right into down dog today. Woo. Hips high, shoulders and chest, reaching for the floor. Woo. Pedal it out, pedal it out. And drop the hips to the right. And drop the hips to the left. Just the teeniest bit. And back up into our down dog. Pedal it out, pedal it out. And let's go into our plank. And drop it right down into Cobra. Pressing back into Child's Pose. Woo. Forehead to the floor. Press it back, press it back. Try and get those heels and sit bones to meet. Maybe not this first time. And release. All fours. Cat cow. Few times each direction. And curl the toes under. Back up into down dog. Woo. Press those shoulders, chest down toward the floor. And put a little movement into it. Bring it back to plank. And back to down dog. To plank. Back to down dog. Few pulses here. Back to plank. And down dog. So we're going to take our left foot, back it up, pointing the toe, and flip it. And release. Pedal it out, pedal it out. Woo, right leg out, up, point, and flip. Stretch through. And release. Woo. And drop it back down to the knees. Knees wide, toes together, back down into child's pose. Try to get those sit bones to touch the heels. Press back through that. You can also add a block here for your head. Just rest your head here for a second. Let's go from side to side, opening up those inner thighs and the internal rotation of that hip. Slide it back and forth. Whew. Take it down one level. See if you can get a little bit closer. And release. Coming up, cross the ankles. In the back, come to seated position. Woo. Awesome. Feeling more awake. Oh, anytime you like, just add in some of those neck rolls as you go. All right, right leg to the inside. And lastly, let's grab our strap and work on our hamstrings a little bit. Grab your strap or your towel. Doesn't have to be anything fancy, it could just be a regular towel or a tie or something like that. Just something so that you can grab onto this, give yourself something to pull on to help that stretch in the hamstrings. Now we're going to turn our torso so that our torso is lined up with our leg and start the process of leaning down. Ideally, we want eventually our forehead to meet our knee. It takes a lot of relaxing of these muscles right here and stretching that hamstring, relaxing. And the longer we hold these poses, the more depth you'll find to it. We're going to hold this one for about 5 breaths today. See what loosens up for you during this time. You feel a release in the inner thigh. I always hold tension in my kneecap. I'm going to remember to let that go. I'm feeling tension right here today and in the inner thigh. So I'm going to try and let go of that. And release the strap. Come back up. Hands overhead. Release that right leg. Wide leg forward fold on the floor. As far forward as you can. And this you can turn into a more of a squat if you like. Get those knees up. Let's get some movement here forward. I can already feel my left leg is starting to loosen up. My right leg is still feeling tight. So let's get at that right leg. Come back up. Left foot to the inside of the thigh. Right. So that right foot. Sitting up very tall. Establish your pull. See, I've already got tension in my kneecap. Let loose of the tension in the kneecap. Turn the torso and begin pulling it down. On the side, I'm also feeling tension there. And the back of the hamstring. So establish your position here, whatever depth your pose is for today. And let's do our 5 breaths. Holding steady, releasing what you can during the hold. And release. Take that left leg wide again and reach for both toes. Your legs should feel a little bit more even now. My right leg feels a lot more open. Giving equality to the two sides of the body is the trick, what we're aiming for. Which is tricky because both sides of your body are not the same. We want to get that feeling though, that we've evened out balance. And release. Coming up, let's bend the knees and roll back into our boat. You can use your hands or not. Let your hands loose, it's a little more intense. Keep working on that. Grabbing the legs, chest up. You can rock this back and forth a little bit. Get a little movement into it. Sneaky, sneaky core work. And release into butterfly. Woo. Soles of the feet together. Pull your legs as close to your body as you can. You can get a little motion in here too. Feeling the stretch in the inner thighs. And that nice posture in the upper back. Let's take 5 breaths here. You can take your block here for the head if you like. Or pillow on the edge of a chair even. And release. Back up. We're going to come all the way down onto our backs and do our hamstring sequence. Laying down. Ooh, let's take those knees side to side and give a little massage to the lower back here for a few seconds. Oh, that feels good. Grab the knees and roll it around. Yeah. Woo. All right. Right knee stays bent. Grab that left and straight up. Tiny pulses toward you, where you can hold your strap steady if you've got one of these stretchy ones, and pulse downwards. Do it both ways. A little quad action in here too. And then pulling it back up. Tiny pulses. And using your elbow as a guide, drop the foot halfway down. And then pull toward you. Pulses toward you. What's the trick here? Keeping that right hip locked in place on the mat. I think my assistant is sleeping in this morning, so she may not make an appearance today. I apologize. And drop the leg all the way as far as you can. You're going to feel that rotation happen in the hip. My chair's in the way here. Feel that rotation happen in the hip as you take it all the way down. Keeping that right hip locked in place. Feel the release on the inside of the thigh, the kneecap. And bend the knee to release, bring it back to center. Drop the strap, knees to the right, knees to the left. One more time each side. Woo. Grab the knees and roll. Free back rub. Woo. And release. Left knee stays bent. Let's lasso that right foot straight up. Tiny pulses toward you and pressing away if you've got the stretchy strap. Tiny pulses. And drop it down to elbow level, about halfway. In that left hip, steady, strong, stuck on the mat. Tiny pulses. And drop it all the way down. You're going to feel that rotation in the hip. Lock that left hip down. Woo. Oh, feel the tension in my kneecap again. Oy. And bend the knee and come on out of that. Release. Knees to the left. Knees to the right. Knees together and roll. Back massage. And release. Roll your shoulders under. Weight in the hips, and we're going to pop up into our bridge. It's a nice medium bridge today. And then we're going to grab that block if you like. Use the block for support right under the lower back. Make sure you don't get it too high or too low, right where your sit bones are. Nice and supportive right there. Roll those shoulders under even farther. Release the hands. And then release the legs. It's kind of a nice little back bend. Setting us up for a wheel at some point. Where we go back like this. Boop, pop our head up. Go back into a wheel. This is the foundation for that, for sure. Release your legs. Find your balance in your heels. And left leg. Do a couple little leg lifts here. Nice and controlled. Keeping your hips steady. This is a great way, since you're on the block. You can feel when your hip starts to pull up or twist. Two more. And release. Find your weight in the left heel. And right leg goes out. Control, control, control. Two more. And release. Take the block out, lower down, one vertebrae at a time, very slowly, all the way down. Arms to the side, legs fully out. Woo. We'll take our 10 breaths here in true Shavasana today. Make sure your back is completely connected to the floor. Deep breaths. 10 breaths, think of everything and nothing all at once. And wiggle your fingers and toes. Let's move that back into your arms and legs. Open your eyes. Guard your back. Bring it all up to a seated position. Woo. To balance. Maybe one last neck roll or shoulder shrug. Open your eyes. Thank you for joining me for day 15 of our 30-day yoga challenge. See you guys tomorrow at 7 a.m. Have a fantastic day. See you guys tomorrow.